Happy weekend, everybody. We are going to do a what sold this weekend video. I've got some orders. We're going to start with an IKEA Davala. It is a fitted sheet that sold for 30 bucks. I accepted an offer. Probably could have gotten more out of it, but I pretty much accepted most offers that came through, only because sales are kind of slow right now and we got to create some flow. Yeah, so first one down, let's see here. Sold a couple comic books. Cool Wolverine color, that sold for 5 bucks. You know, sometimes the thing about comics is you don't make a lot of money on maybe say one comic. You make the money if you are able to upsell them on if they buy a bunch. So yeah, that one sold. Now this one sold for 26 Spawn. If you know nothing about comics, and I'm going to assume most of you do not, Spawn is one of those series that started in the 90s, and if you are able to find a collection that, and I think it's up to like 360 issues, it's one of the longest standing comics run that is still going right now, because everything in Marvel and DC DC rebooted. Marvel had a soft reboot, but Spawn is one of those series where if you can get the issues between like 80 and like 120 through like 240, there are some amazing deals to be had. Like some of those comics are so pricey because it's one of those comics that it has a pretty large cult following. It has a very recognizable symbol, Spawn. Definitely check it out. If you ever see anybody selling those, or if you're ever at a garage sale, or if you're ever at a flea market. So about from 120 to 250, some of those books are astoundingly highly collectible, because the print runs on those issues are really small. And that makes them, you know, classic supply and demand. There's not that much supply out there. This is a funny sale. You know, sometimes it baffles me what people buy. It's just a simple magnet. Art Institute Chicago, sold for 4 bucks. You know, I think I bought a bag of magnets at a thrift store, probably for 4 bucks. And, you know, sometimes I just throw them up. You know, I like to see what I can sell. So, and everything that I sell has shipping. Like, and I actually normally charge, like, I don't charge the bare minimum from shipping. You have to factor in eBay's 15% out of that. You got to factor in people are gonna lowball you on offers. So I also know that a lot of my listings stay up for a while, so shipping kind of increases and sometimes catches up. And in the case of this next sale, some Funko Pops. So I got the this is the Married with Children, Bud Bundy, Al Bundy. This is the one that's the most expensive out of this group. Kelly Bundy and Peggy Bundy. I accepted an offer on these. Probably sold these for a little less than I should have. These sold for 65. And the shipping and handling on this was pretty spot on. It might have even been a little more than it's going to cost. But but sales are slow. And like I said, we got to create some flow, and Funko Pops are not, in my opinion, like I bought some from somebody on Facebook, and I buy them here and there. I like to sell a lot of pop culture stuff, but honestly, Funko Pops are not that great. They're not that good sellers. Yeah, there's a few of them out there that are highly collectible, but I don't know. I just don't think that they're a good thing to sell. So I'm probably just looking to sell what I've got left and probably get out of that. Unless you get them cheap enough and you can kind of just put them up. Because again, they're one of those items where you generally don't make the money if you just sell one. You generally have to have somebody come in and either buy multiple Funkos, or maybe add something else from your store to the list, to the order. This is just something that was around my house, a Nutrisystems water shaker, brand new. You know, every once in a while I like to go around and kind of see what's been sitting around and not being used. That sold for $14 plus shipping. Same thing with this. This is just a charger. This sold for $8 plus shipping. Nothing special about this. You know, easy to ship, throw in a bag. I like that. Another IKEA item, an IKEA Bajarnum. They're like a shelf bracket. I had these listed. I had these listed per item. Somebody came in with a really low ball offer, and we ended up making a deal. These sold for $30 for the pair plus. So these sold for $32.50, and that includes shipping. We kind of worked out a deal where I reduced the shipping, and I gave them a bit of a deal. Again, only because sales are slow, and at that point, not that many sales had come through over the weekend. It just sold on Friday night or Saturday morning. Anyhow, he really wanted 3 of them. I only had the 2. He probably would have paid a little bit more had I had 3, but you know, $32.50 including the shipping. All right, next item is an Emily Strange. This is a brand to be on the lookout for. My daughter, back in the 90s, the late 90s, she was a huge Emily the Strange is actually the brand. And this is brand new with tags. This sold for $33 plus shipping. This is just one of those brands. Like I remember I bought a bag that was pretty well loved at a thrift store for a couple bucks, and it sold for like 25 or 30. Fairly, like these things sell pretty quickly, so keep on the lookout for that. You know, again, since this was brand new, probably could have squeezed a little bit more out of that, but you know, again, you take what you can get. These were my wife's. I'm trying to encourage her to do some spring cleaning. Just a pair of Dansko Mary Jane slides. They're almost brand new. Like they don't look like they really have been worn. These sold for $40 plus shipping, and yeah, so happy to get rid of these. The little stuff out of the house that we don't need. Next item, I'm not a golfer. I don't know this brand. Huge long golf iron covers. And it's open and it's missing one of them. These sold for $20 plus shipping. Easy to package on those. Love those. Just throw them in a bag things. This next item I think is really cool. I love selling stuff like this. Like I love old ephemera. I love this is super cool. So this is Go Go Frog and Other Protest Songs from the Glenn Miller generation, to be sung in the adults' march against the rising tide of surfboards, bikinis, kids' cars, and electric guitars. Now, what I like about this is the art. Like, tell me that's not super cool. Kind of reminds you of some Yellow Submarine action. And this sold for $17 plus shipping. Now, it's going to be a bit of a pain in the butt to ship, but maybe I can upsell them to buy something else from my store. We'll see. Yeah, stuff like this is super cool. All right, two more items, and then that's it for right now. I think I find that doing a weekend video works for me, because through the week, a lot of times, oh, I already packaged these up. Okay, so basically there are a lot of vintage Rick Hansen buttons, and there were, so they look like, so she had bought, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons that are basically this size, and they have like just of him. So Rick Hansen was I believe he was a Canadian athlete who was in a wheelchair, and he was known for doing like marathons in wheelchairs. So so he bought, the lady bought 3 buttons plus this one, Man in Motion button, for $20 going to Canada. And then I was checking my store, and I noticed that I had one more little button like this. And so I messaged her and I said, I could do $5 for this one, no additional shipping and handling, if you wanted to add that. And she does want to add it. She hasn't made the offer yet, but I'm assuming she's gonna buy it. She said she wanted it. So sometimes when you let people know, like, because it's not gonna cost me any extra to add this one button to this mailer, and so you're increasing your order by 20%. It's going from a $20 to a $25 order. You know, anytime you can do that, that's a good thing. You know, plus I could have just shipped out what she bought, and I pulled it, had to package it, had to like print the label out, and then someone else could have come along and bought just that one button. So I'm saving myself that work. And then the last order that I have is, so I had this Sleeman glass up. I like to sell, I mean, sometimes you can pick this stuff up fairly inexpensive at certain thrift stores or certain garage sales. I don't remember what I paid for these. So I had 4 of these, and they made an offer for one. And I was kind of like, this is one of those instances where my shipping and handling had kind of, the shipping and handling raises of the post office have kind of caught up to my shipping. So I thought to myself, you know, I can't really do that offer, because what it's going to cost to ship one of these is it's not going to really give me much profit on the one. So then I messaged her and I said, hey, you're looking to be at all in for 21, including the shipping for one. I'll do $42.50 if you take the other 3 off my hand for everything, all in. So for the 3 glasses plus the shipping and handling, $42.50 out the door. That way I get the other 3 out. You know, they're not taking up space. They've been sitting around for a while. She messages me back. She's like, I love it when people tell me like their life story. I mean, I do find it interesting, because I do like to hear stories. But she was like, she's like, sorry, somebody's just messaging me. I just wanna trying to make a deal right now. She's like, oh, she's like, this was my husband's glass and I broke it in the dishwasher. She's like, I will take the other 3. She's like, it is good to have extras. So, you know, they're getting a good deal. I'm getting it out the door, and I'm making a little bit more now because I'm selling them all. And it's not going to cost me that much more to add the other 3 to the shipping and handling. You just got, you know, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to pack. And she made the offer. I accepted. She hasn't paid yet. So once she pays, I may see if she wants to add anything else, then maybe we can upsell her on something else. But other than that, the reason why you should watch these videos is because you're going to see some cool items that sell. You're going to see some unique items that sell. You're going to get some ideas on what you could pick up when you're out and about. And I hope you find them interesting. I sure do. I love seeing, like, one of the things I love doing the most about when I as a reseller is just seeing what people will buy, and it baffles me. Like, some things I'm like for instance, I'm like, this is so cool. Like, I see this and I'm just like, somebody is gonna want to buy this. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little while, but I mean, I treat my eBay business a little bit differently than I see other resellers doing it, and that's okay. We can all run our businesses different. A lot of people are really concerned about, you know, sell-through rates and getting items up and getting them sold fast. Not keeping a large store. I find value in the long game in having a large store. Well, in my case, having 2 large stores, and then just letting stuff marinate and kind of sell. You know, I don't price my stuff necessarily like below what other people, you know, I don't like the whole race to the bottom, which can just devalue everything. Everyone just keeps lowering their prices, and pretty soon you're not really making that much money for what you're doing, for the effort that you go to source items, to list, take pictures, list, describe, do your research, make sure they're Vero authorized, which that's a whole nother thing. Package them, customer service, like all of those things, you know, if you list your items so cheap just to get them out the door, you're not actually making that much. So one quick update I want to share regarding the whole Vero thing, regarding the whole, you know, process that I'm gonna start to kind of put in place in terms of like listing items that I'm not maybe 100% familiar with. And it's kind of challenging because at the same time, like the last Vero I got for that card game, it's like, it's a card game. I hardly doubt it was counterfeit. I hardly doubt there's counterfeiters out there like making an elaborate card game. Like, I've heard so many stories. I have been watching a lot of Vero videos, just trying to educate myself. I think that's a good thing. I think a lot of people maybe skip over that. And I think a lot of companies, they just randomly report items as being counterfeit, even when they're not, just so we have to take them down. And I mean, I don't know how that's not against the law, to be honest with you, but maybe I'm just speculating. Maybe this is just like a conspiracy theory, but I've heard this over and over again from other sellers where they're like, I know I purchased for instance, I had listed some Nike shoes on Facebook Marketplace, and I know for a fact that these were purchased for my daughter from Nike outlets because my brother-in-law's now fiance works there. And this was years ago. They're a really cool pair of Kobe Nikes, and I do have them listed on eBay. And I find it funny that they're listed on eBay, and they're still listed on eBay, I've had no issues with those. I list them on Facebook Marketplace, and they take them down. And I get so annoyed with Facebook Marketplace because there have been a number of items that I get a message and they're like, you can't sell this here. Well, not like, no, it's more like your listing needs attention. This is going against our policies, but they don't actually tell you. They'll say it's going against their policies, but they don't actually tell you what's wrong. And there's nobody you can talk to. And like I was listing these personalized Christmas ornaments that have dogs on them, and they're like all kinds of different dogs, and you buy them as a gift, and you can, like, you know, maybe write, if you know somebody that has a Great Dane, you can write maybe their Great Dane's name on the ornament, or whatever. You can personalize them. So I was listing them as like ceramic Christmas ornaments, personalized dog ornaments or something like that, and literally they kept getting taken down by Facebook because they think I'm selling dogs. And at some point I'm just like, you know what, forget it, because I've like had so many other like things taken down, like well, the Kobe shoes, which I knew were authentic. I'm drawing a blank, which actually reminds me, I did have one Facebook sale. Again, just doing some spring cleaning. I had like some brand new thing of car wash soap, Armor All, and tire cleaner I paired together. Just wanted to get rid of it. Sold it for $20. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace, like, it's just, there's certain things that you can sell on there, which is better, like Craigslist and Marketplace. Like, there's certain things that you can sell locally that it just makes more sense to sell locally. But it's frustrating that you can't actually talk to anybody on Facebook. You can't actually get any explanation as to why are you flagging this item. So anyhow, there's my rant for the day. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and we'll see you soon. Have a good Sunday.